Greetings, YouTube. It's late. By the time this video hits my channel, it is midnight Central Standard Time. I should probably be in bed. But because it's Sunday, I was watching American football, and I did not have the opportunity to check my line messages or other messages. Lord knows I'm backed up on Evizone. Need to go through those soon. Twitter, DMs. And the first time I saw this on a line message, I thought it was an isolated message. And I'm like, okay, I'm not, going to reveal anything private. But then I was sent a message with a screenshot on Reddit. And I was sent this message in other forums. And I was sent this message so many times in so many public places that I realized, well, I might be breaking this news to some people who watch this video, but I'm not breaking this news in the community in general. Therefore, I feel more comfortable talking about this than if I was, violating someone's personal trust because something was supposed to be private. I do recommend, I don't care how many clicks it gets, views it gets, how much revenue you can make off of it. If you don't have the permission of somebody and something hasn't become public already, don't post it. It's not worth it. The short-term gain always equals a long-term loss, and no amount of money or clicks or whatever is worth that. But because this is on Reddit and so many other places, I feel like almost like, who knows, maybe, is it Magus? I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Maybe this Magus guy is saying, hey, you want to get the number one spot? Come get me. Just get ready to bust out 6 figures worth of American dollars. So, a tenured professor, which I am not, in the journalism field, after a PhD, which I do not have, eventually gets full professor and can make up to, especially if they're like a chair of an academic department, between $100,000 and $130,000, maybe $150,000 if you're a director. But let's just say safely $100,000 to $130,000. That's a lot of money, even in 2023. So imagine after taxes, you go from making let's say $140,000 to making like let's just say $100,000 flat. So you've got $100,000 to spend after taxes, not counting if you get something back in your tax return, I guess. And you just decide, you know what? I don't need to eat. I don't need rent. I don't need gas, car payment, car insurance. I am going to be homeless, and I'm just going to use every penny of the $100,000 I have after taxes on the greater Banquet event. If you did that and you wanted to get first in this event, which by the way would be one of the worst plans of all time in so many ways, you still would not be first this year. Can you believe that? Can you believe the words that I'm saying are actually true? Let's break down the math. 54,174,150 points to be exact. If you want to zoom in and check it out, you can see 54 million is indeed what we see on screen. That reminds us that how many points do you get for a greater Banquet crystal? Oh yeah, 4,000 points, right? So this would be a total of 13,543 greater Banquet crystals. Just as a reference, I remember when Crystal Opening Whale was in the community, and he opened between 2,000 to 3,000 of the greater Banquet crystals, which at the time was unbelievably insane. But this is, 4 to 5 times as much. If you open 2,000, this would obviously be closer to 7 times as much. So if you're thinking about this in terms of units just to really break your brain, if you consider that a greater Banquet crystal is 300 units, and I realize that he probably purchased, of course, the greater Banquet crystal, the 2 offers that gave you 10 for $50. But just doing this for the sake of the math, 300 units per is 4,062,900 units. 4 million units. That sounds like something only a hacker could do. But you think to yourself, well, it's got to be a hacker who runs the arena, right? By the way, that is 1,310 Odins. Now, for some people, an Odin in their country currency is $160. In America, of course, it's $100. So, there are some countries Where if an Odin is $160 or $159.99, that's 209,586 of that country's currency. But because I'm in the United States and I want to talk about the USD, the United States currency, that's roughly 130,000 United States dollars. So then you're thinking to yourself, well, that probably means that this person grinded the arena. Maybe they're just like a hacker in the arena. I see that all the time. You know, these people that have arena bots that grind the arena 24/7. That's gonna be what they do. Well, then you dig deeper, and you look at how many. Which, by the way, I did a video on him having one rank 5 6-star. He now has 2. He has Scorpion and Nick Fury as his 2 rank 5 6-stars. And that Nick Fury even has a Black Panther relic. Cool. But yeah, you look at the arena fights, you know. You go down and you see PvP fights 55,825. That's not the numbers that arena bots put up. I mean, it's still a lot. Highest PvP win streak of 373. That's about what I have, you know. So that's not to say that he couldn't, you know, try to do some crazy arena things, but it's just not what you normally see. He's got way more quest fights won. I mean, this is a legitimate account of the top whale, top profile in the game. It still makes me cringe a little bit to see Silver Surfer up there in the top 5 prestige, but some of you actually like using him too. Yeah, so this is the profile. 7 million base hero rating. Shout out to the TCN, or Toxic Nullified Alliance. It's a pretty cool name. That'd be a pretty cool band name, I feel like. If I'm going to see Toxic Nullified tonight, got some free tickets. So, another picture was sent over, which also breaks my brain. Of course, I don't have one fully formed tier 6 class catalyst of any class. Not one. I would imagine that there are a lot of people watching this, even if they're Paragon players, who don't have one either. You're in the same boat as I am. Or maybe you do have exactly one. That's it. And keep in mind that to take a 6-star 2 rank 5, you need not 1, not 2, but 3 fully formed tier 6 class catalyst of that specific class to, well, make that goal possible. Well, this Magnus person, I've been told, had this at one point. Now, I think the 3 skill, assuming that's real, and maybe this is not. I don't know. This was just sent to me. Maybe the 3 skill went to Nick Fury, and maybe the 3 science went to Scorpion. I do think this is plausible because you can't get tier 6 class catalyst selectors from Greater Banquet crystals, so you would think that the algorithm would be random enough to basically put you at a position where you're forced in a way to just be at the whim of the Greater Banquet crystal algorithm, which I remind you all is so rare for tier 6 class catalyst fragments that it's like I haven't seen it once. Now I've only opened about $500 worth. $500 is still a lot of money, but not compared to 130,000 United States dollars. If you want to rent a rank 5 6-star, and you have a rank 4 6-star, which many of you watching this do, because of course you're Paragon players, just pop in a 30% greater champion boost, and maybe a 15% attack boost, and a 15 to 20% health boost, and save yourself $130,000. By the way, a lot of those boosts are free. But, of course, these are the people that are paying the high bucks to keep the lights on at Kabam. And, I see people in the comment section of these videos all the time that say, I've never spent a dime on this game. I can't believe anybody would spend. Well, okay, but if everybody was you, the game wouldn't exist. If everybody was free to play or low spending, it would exist. So, personally, for me, say what you want about this perspective, but I'm thankful these people exist. Especially when they're actually spending money the quote-unquote right way and not getting hodens. Because ultimately, I want this game to survive another 5 to 10 years. And the only way I can do that because people keep spending. And I'm not going to spend six figures on this, but if there are millionaires out there, I've never even been a Monopoly millionaire, you know? But I can still appreciate it. That is my rant. What do you think about this, YouTube? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I look forward to seeing the debate on this.